Welcome to Workplace Psychology with Dr. Martha Greidick. I'm Dr. Martha Greidick. This podcast examines a wide variety of work-related issues through the lens of industrial and organizational psychology. And while many of the topics discussed here may be seen as intended for white-collar employees and their employers, in reality, the ideas presented here are applicable across organizations and industries. Additionally, many of the topics discussed here may be applicable outside of the workplace. I encourage you to examine what's presented here, apply what makes sense to you, and simply discard the rest. Your mindset plays an important role in your everyday experiences, and that includes your experiences at the workplace. But it's not only limited to your own experiences, it also affects the experiences of those around you, meaning the people who interact with you. You can see why understanding your own mindset is very important, not only to your own experiences, but also to the experiences of others. Let's start with the basics by defining mindset. So what exactly is mindset? Well, mindset can be seen as a mental attitude or mental tendencies. It can even be viewed as inclination or a mental habit. Considering that definition, mindset can be seen as a foundation or even a set of parameters in terms of how we experience every day, how we experience the world around us, or how we interpret the world around us. So while understanding the basic concept of a mindset is a good start, the goal is to understand your own mindset and, consequently, how it affects your life and your experience. Let's talk about some basics in terms of mindset as a concept. A person can have either a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. And while a fixed mindset can come in different varieties, if you will, the key term here is fixed. A person with a fixed mindset may struggle with change or adapting to different situations, or even something like growth and learning. A growth mindset, on the other hand, is on the opposite end of this mindset spectrum. A person with a growth mindset is just that, someone who focuses on growth and is able to deal with change and adapts to situations rather easily. People who have a growth mindset are much less likely to be stuck because of certain unmovable or unchangeable parameters within which they would otherwise be forced to operate. As you start to develop your own understanding of the concept of a mindset and the differences between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset, start thinking about your own mindset, whether it's your mindset to life in general or specifically to your experiences at the workplace. Understanding your own mindset is a little bit like knowing the rules of the game. And I think we all agree that knowing the rules of the game makes it much easier to play the game and gives you much better chances of winning the game. So considering the differences between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset, does that mean that a fixed mindset is a bad thing? Not necessarily. Someone may have a fixed mindset when it comes to work ethic. They may be determined that the only way to go is to work hard for anything and everything and to give their best to whatever they do. They may not be interested in entertaining the idea of taking shortcuts or slacking, but that's not necessarily a bad thing when it comes to doing a good job. On the other hand, when a mindset is stuck in some kind of a rut, something that doesn't serve you, but maybe even turns out to be harmful or detrimental to you in some other way, then we can look at a fixed mindset in that circumstance as one that is not the best option. So while there's a time and a place where a fixed mindset may be a better option or a good option, considering that life is full of changes and ups and downs, it's important to be able to go with the flow in so many different circumstances. So having a mindset that is strictly a fixed mindset can be detrimental in many experiences. And once again, understanding your own mindset can be a game changer, because once you understand it and are able to determine whether it is helpful or harmful to you, you can then make a decision of whether you need to make changes or not. And as is the case with pretty much anything else, making changes takes time and effort. It's important to recognize that some people will seem to have the same kind of mindset for pretty much everything in their life, while others will be able to be more flexible in some areas of life and more fixed with their mindset in certain other areas of their life. What's most important to consider is whether or not your mindset in whatever area of life is serving you or is harming you. So once again, look at your own experiences as they relate to the workplace and your mindset. Is your mindset at the workplace just one type of mindset? For example, a fixed mindset where you're having a hard time dealing with change or growth and learning? Or are you able to go back and forth between a fixed mindset on some things and a growth mindset where you're flexible and adaptable in other areas? Would a mindset shift be beneficial for you? That's something important to consider. And while this podcast focuses on your workplace experiences, it's also beneficial to think about your mindset beyond the workplace in other areas of your life. If your mindset is such that is more harmful to you than helpful to you, then perhaps it's time to consider making a change. If you're not sure about what your mindset is in a specific area, or maybe multiple different areas, it may be beneficial to you to seek some input or advice from those who interact with you on a regular basis. They may have some insights in terms of whether your mindset is more on the fixed side or whether you're fairly flexible and focused on growth. Finally, remember that you don't have to do this alone. While you can work on making mindset adjustments on your own through certain exercises or with the help of programs or self-help books, you can also seek the help of other people. As this episode comes to an end, let's review what was discussed. Your mindset is an important part of your everyday experiences, whether that's experiences at work or outside of the workplace. It's also important to remember that your mindset affects other people as well, especially those who interact with you the most. Understanding what a mindset is, and more importantly, understanding your own mindset, can give you an idea of how you view the world around you and how you process and experience the world around you. This understanding can also help you to figure out whether your mindset is helpful to you or whether it's detrimental in some ways, maybe holding you back or making your experiences more difficult. Once you understand your own mindset and how it affects you, you can then decide on whether or not a change is in order. As with anything else, change will take some time and effort. But remember that while you can attempt to do this on your own and be quite successful, you can also seek the input and help of other people. As the week unfolds, I invite you to examine your own mindset, specifically your mindset as it relates to the workplace and your experiences at the workplace. How does your mindset affect you, but also how does your mindset affect those around you? You may want to seek some input from those around you to see what their take is on your mindset. Remember that a mindset is not something that is set in stone. So you can make a decision of whether or not a certain mindset for certain situations or areas of your life could be improved or changed in order to give you or those around you a better experience. The bottom line is that the more you know, the better you understand your own mindset and how it affects you, the better equipped you are with making a decision that can help you to improve your own experiences, whether that's at the workplace or outside of the workplace. For those of you experiencing this episode in an audio-only format, I invite you to check out my YouTube channel where you can find this episode and podcast in a video format. In addition to the podcast, my YouTube channel contains other videos that focus on stress management. So I invite you to check out the link below. Thank you for joining me today. Please subscribe to this podcast. I hope that you will join me again next time. Until then, I wish you joy and well-being.